Leah woke up covered in brown and white fur, still trapped in a cage. Dear God, please let me not be a wolf. Please let it all be a dream. Blinking twice, she looked down, her whole body deflating as she realized it wasn't a dream. She was actually covered in fur. How could any of this be happening? Her moments of lucidity were becoming fewer and fewer, and even more frightening were the fact that her memories of her insane times had grown more vague. Now, not only could she not control what she did when the madness overtook her, she also had no recollection of what happened. Maybe it was a blessing. The things she'd remembered from the earlier episodes had left her feeling horrified. And then there was him, the man who watched her from outside the cage. Other wolves came and went from the cages. He paid attention to them, but not like he'd been attentive to her. Not to mention, she couldn't figure out why all of the other wolves, or maybe they were actually people trapped in wolves' bodies too, got to go somewhere, and she was kept locked in her cage. She couldn't talk, couldn't do more than growl or whine, and even those abilities were pathetic at best. The beagle she'd grown up with, Max, had done a better job of communicating than she could. The man stood up from his desk when he wasn't poking and prodding at her or the others, admittedly gently. He was always sitting at that black wooden table that seemed to function as his workstation, hunched over a book or staring at a computer screen. The last she'd remembered before she'd had her previous episode was him falling asleep in the chair, head down on the desk. Didn't he ever leave? Wasn't there some family somewhere wondering where he was? On that same note, wasn't there someone looking for her? That was part of the problem. Other than her name, Leah St. James, and the absolute certainty to the pit of her soul that she was not a wolf and should not be in the body she inhabited, she had no idea, zero, who or where she came from. The man's hair, brown to the point of almost being black, stuck up like he was a child instead of an adult she guessed to be around 30 years of age. Thin, but broad-shouldered, he was muscular and looked like he could handle himself in a fight. That was a funny thing to think. Evidently, she was the kind of person who thought of others in terms of their ability to fight. Did that mean she came from someplace violent? His destination was clearly her cage. All the others were empty. Her heart picked up speed. She admitted it. She liked looking at his eyes. It was fun seeing the concentration and intensity in his brown-eyed gaze. Also, his smell was enticing. His scent reminded her of water, or at least the way the ocean smelled on a clear, crisp morning when no one else was on the beach. She added the thought to the pile of interesting observations she was making about her inner dialogue. Maybe some of it would give her a clue as to who she was.